All right, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I hope you're doing well. My name is Chandini, and welcome to the 14th European Higher Education Fair. Again, my name is Chandini. I will be moderating these sessions. So for this session, we will have Indonesian International Student Mobility Awards. Two representatives from IISMA already here with us, and they're going to give you some information about what is IISMA and how you guys can join the program. And then apart from that, we also have a representative from Université Côte d'Azur, which is one of the leading French universities right now with us for this program, and they will be giving some information about the university as well. All right, so without further ado, before we start this session, I would like to remind you that you will be able to access the virtual booth at the virtual eHAF website, where you can talk to the representatives from each institutions over there. And because this is a talk show, and you can actually put your questions on the comment box, and we're going to ask your questions to the respective speakers that we have today at this program. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to give the first opportunity to Ibu Ida Puspita from IISMA. Hello, Ibu Ida.
Hello, Ibu Chandini.
Right, so we have three speakers for this session at the moment. We have Ibu Ida Puspita from IISMA, and then Ibu Hilda Cahyani, also from IISMA, and Sandra Klebowski, coming from Université Côte d'Azur. All right, so Ibu Ida, the floor is yours. Go ahead, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Ibu Ida, you're muted.
Okay, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Ibu Chandini, for the chance. And allow me to speak in Bahasa Indonesia because I heard that the audience are all of them from Indonesia. Bapak, Ibu, adik-adik, mahasiswa yang hadir dalam webinar European Higher Education Fair hari ini secara daring, talk show sore hari ini, dan ini hari terakhir. Izinkan saya mewakili dari Indonesian International Students Mobility Awards, skema sarjana atau skema akademik, memaparkan tentang program IISMA. Secara singkat, yang pertama, IISMA adalah program flagship dari pemerintah kita, Kementerian Pendidikan, Kebudayaan, Riset dan Teknologi Republik Indonesia, yang merupakan implementasi dari program MBKM, Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka, berbentuk pertukaran mahasiswa. Tapi yang IISMA ini bukan pertukaran mahasiswa, tapi mobilitas mahasiswa ke luar negeri. Nah, mobilitas mahasiswa ini diselenggarakan selama 1 semester, dan IISMA ada 2, nanti yang kedua nanti untuk vokasi, yang sekarang yang akan saya sampaikan adalah yang untuk sarjana. Durasi dari program ini selama 1 semester, dan beasiswanya kerjasama dengan LPDP. Untuk benefits atau manfaat fasilitas yang bisa didapatkan oleh adik-adik mahasiswa adalah tentunya full time study di universitas 300 besar dunia. Kemudian yang kedua, beasiswa SPP at cost, kemudian living cost atau living allowance selama 1 semester. Tentu durasinya bisa berbeda-beda, ada yang 1 semesternya 4 bulan, 5 bulan, dan ada yang 6 bulan. Kemudian biaya tiket pesawat pulang pergi, kemudian biaya asuransi kesehatan termasuk COVID-19, asuransi COVID-19, kemudian biaya emergency kalau misalnya ada keadaan kahar yang terjadi di luar negeri. Kemudian yang berikutnya adalah saya rasa itu ya nampaknya, semoga tidak ada yang saya lewatkan. Kemudian yang berikutnya, kenapa harus berkuliah ke luar negeri? Selain ini adalah implementasi dari program pemerintah kita, juga adik-adik bisa mendapatkan kesempatan untuk memperluas jejaring internasional, kemudian bisa mendapatkan rekognisi SKS sampai 20 SKS sesuai dengan kebijakan MBKM selama 1 semester tersebut. Kemudian bisa belajar di universitas-universitas terbaik di dunia, karena memang syarat untuk menjadi mitra IISMA adalah berada di ranking 300 besar dunia. Kemudian yang berikutnya untuk syaratnya. Nah, untuk syaratnya, mahasiswa yang saat ini pada saat proses pendaftaran nanti itu berada di semester 4 dan semester 6. Jadi pada saat kuliah nanti berarti di semester 5 dan semester 7. Kemudian untuk syarat bahasa Inggrisnya hanya ada 3 tes bahasa Inggris yang diterima di IISMA. Yang pertama adalah IELTS, yang kedua adalah TOEFL IBT, dan yang ketiga adalah Duolingo. Untuk skornya untuk IELTS 6 minimal, kemudian untuk TOEFL IBT 78, kemudian untuk Duolingo minimal 100. Nah, kemudian untuk timelinenya, Desember Januari kita akan mulai sosialisasi, kemudian Februari sudah dimulai untuk pembukaan pendaftarannya sampai Maret, kemudian nanti April itu sudah mulai seleksi berkas, seleksi wawancara, seleksi kebinekaan dan sebagainya. Nah, jadi adik-adik sebaiknya mulai mempersiapkan diri dari sekarang, dan mohon bisa dicek untuk syarat-syaratnya di website kami isma.id. Jadi itu yang saat ini websitenya masih itu. Nanti jika ada perkembangan lebih lanjut, kami menyarankan adik-adik untuk bisa follow Instagram kami, Facebook kami, dan juga LinkedIn kami untuk Instagram di ISMA_RI. Untuk LinkedIn dan Facebook ada di Indonesian International Students Mobility Awards. Nah, nampaknya seperti itu yang bisa saya sampaikan. Bu Chandini, semoga waktunya tidak melewati batas. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih banyak Ibu Ida. Jadi tadi untuk teman-teman yang ada di program sarjana yang ingin partisipasi di program ISMA ini atau Student Mobility, itu bisa langsung cek tadi ya di berbagai media sosialnya ISMA. Jangan lupa Desember Januari sudah dimulai sosialisasinya, lalu Februari Maret akan sudah pendaftaran, seperti itu ya. Dan jangan lupa, karena ini kebetulan berpartner dengan top 300 universities in the world, kalian juga harus bisa mencapai syarat-syarat yang ditetapkan untuk English proficiency-nya atau kemudian standar bahasa Inggrisnya dengan IELTS di band score-nya ada 6,0, lalu kemudian TOEFL IBT-nya di 78, dan Duolingo di angka 100. Seperti itu ya Bu ya? Baik. Baik, tadi untuk program sarjana, terima kasih banyak Bu Ida. And then we will proceed to Ibu Hilda Cahyani. Hai Ibu Hilda.
Halo Ibu Kandini.
Right.
Ibu Chandini or Ibu Kandini?
It's Chandini. Sorry.
Chandini, okay.
Thank you so
Alright.
much. Jadi saya dengar ini ada programnya juga, tidak hanya untuk teman-teman sarjana, tapi untuk juga teman-teman di program vokasi. Nah, perhaps saya bisa memberikan kesempatan ke Bu Hilda untuk bisa highlight kira-kira untuk vokasi ini seperti apa. Silakan Bu Hilda.
Oke, terima kasih Bu Chandini untuk waktunya, dan I would like to say thank you so much and for all the people here, and say hi to Sandra and Charlotte, and of course the participants here. Nice to meet you all. Ibu Ida, for the wonderful presentation. I'm Hilda Cahyani as the chairperson for ISMA for vocational students, and actually for next year, ISMA for vocational student is already in one brand with ISMA. So we have only one brand. However, allow me to inform to our colleagues here, of course, students who would like to register or to try their luck next year for ISMA, especially for vocational student. Saya ingin menyampaikan dalam bahasa Indonesia saja ya, biar mungkin lebih gampang dan kemudian lebih berterima. Jadi adik-adik, selamat siang semuanya. Semoga tetap semangat. Ini di sini tadi Bu Hilda juga baru aja presentasi untuk forum Kampus Merdeka Fair ya. Jadi Kampus Merdeka Fair di Politeknik Negeri Malang. Kita juga sharing session untuk mahasiswa-mahasiswa di seluruh Indonesia yang datang di Malang. Nah, ISMA Vokasi sebetulnya adalah jawaban dari kelanjutan dari ISMA yang memberikan pengalaman bagi mahasiswa untuk mengenyam pendidikan di luar negeri dan agar bisa terekspos dengan budaya dan juga dengan keberagaman dari budaya dan juga pendidikan tentunya yang maju ya di luar negeri. Nah, dengan adanya ISMAVO ini tentunya ada label vokasinya ya. Jadi vokasi ini memberikan pengalaman yang tidak hanya belajar, tetapi juga bagaimana mereka adik-adik ini nantinya bisa mengenyam juga untuk magang, internship, atau mungkin bisa belajar di industri. Nah, oleh karena itu kita memiliki tagline Learning in Collaboration with Industry. Pembelajaran kolaborasi dengan industri ini adalah pembelajaran yang ditawarkan oleh ISMAVO atau ISMA Vokasi. sepertinya ada beberapa hal yang sama, yaitu ya dengan IISMA yang dijelaskan oleh Bu Ida tadi, bahwa komponen dari coverage dari beasiswanya sama gitu ya. Tapi mungkin di sini saya akan meng-highlight ada beberapa hal yang adik-adik, tentunya adik-adik vokasi yang kuliah di perguruan tinggi penyelenggara vokasi yang nantinya bisa mengikuti program ini. Nah, memang untuk alumni nanti akan ada jaringan alumni yang nantinya akan menjadi duta untuk vokasi begitu ya. Dan kemudian untuk kampus sendiri pastinya juga bisa memperkuat kerjasama dengan institusi atau kampus luar negeri dan juga industri dan menciptakan kolaborasi internasional yang nantinya untuk pencapaian IKU di perguruan tinggi masing-masing. Nah, highlights dari program IISMA Vokasi ada 3. Yang pertama adalah partner dengan industrial exposure. Tahun depan kita hanya highlight 1, bagaimana perguruan tinggi di luar negeri atau kita sebut institusi pendidikan tinggi luar negeri itu mendesain program kerjasama dengan industri. Yang kami pilih adalah mereka yang memiliki kolaborasi dengan industri bergengsi. Saat ini teman-teman Anda yang berkuliah di Inggris misalnya, itu mereka magang di beberapa perusahaan yang keren seperti Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, Rolls-Royce, Malone, kemudian ada juga Land Rover seperti itu. Dan kemudian program yang kami tawarkan adalah program yang memiliki variasi berbasis vokasi. Kalau tahun ini kita ada 3 skema. 3 skema itu adalah full industrial exposure, yaitu seperti magang begitu, yang magang full magang. Yang kedua, partial industrial exposure, di mana mahasiswa memiliki pengalaman di kelas dan juga pengalaman di industri. Nah, kemudian yang ketiga, ini adalah kelas yang diajar oleh praktisi industri, atau we call it class-based with industrial focus. Ini ketiganya memang adalah keunikan-keunikan yang memang harus adik-adik alami atau dapatkan selama berada di luar negeri. Dan kemudian penguatan program di bidang industri yang contohnya industri kreatif ya, ini juga ada yang di beberapa tempat seperti di Inggris juga, seperti creative writing, fashion design, juga fotografi begitu ya. Jadi memang practical base. Dan kemudian yang ketiga adalah mitra industri yang berkelas dunia. Artinya kita berharap nantinya program ini nanti bekerja sama dengan industri yang memiliki desain program yang sangat baik yang nantinya adik-adik tidak bisa dapatkan di Indonesia begitu ya. Kemudian hal yang penting lagi adalah bidang ilmu apa saja. Kita meng-highlight ada 3, yaitu engineering, misalnya IT, computer science, water management, marine and maritime, dan juga agriculture. Kemudian bisnis, diantaranya adalah hospitality and tourism, kemudian creative industry, and business and management, dan kemudian untuk social sciences, accounting, public relation, community engagement. Itu yang ada di 3 bagian. Kemudian apa saja persyaratannya ya, ini untuk mahasiswa D3 dan D4. Mahasiswa D3 pada saat mendaftar itu mereka berada di semester keempat, sementara untuk mahasiswa D4 itu berada di semester 4 atau 6 ya. Kemudian untuk bahasa Inggris yang kita inginkan atau untuk program ini adalah bahasa Inggris atau English Proficiency Test ya. Jadi misalnya TOEFL IBT itu minimal 60, IELTS minimal 6, Duolingo dan 95. Dan ini sangat tergantung nanti dengan perguruan tinggi atau institusinya ya. Jadi meminta untuk basic English score atau English proficiency-nya seberapa. Dan untuk GPS sendiri biasanya itu paling minimal itu 3 ya dari 4. Dan kemudian
Ibu Hilda, unfortunately, I think the time is up for your.
Unfortunately, okay, we can proceed the discussion later.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ibu Hilda.
Alrighty.
So for any one of you who would like to get more information about IISMA for the undergraduate program or for the vocational program, do not hesitate to reach out to IISMA for their official websites or the social media. So don't miss the chance to actually join the student mobility program. So thank you so much, Ibu Ida and Ibu Hilda, for the explanation. So I would like to proceed to introduce the representatives from two French universities over here. We have Sandra from Université Côte d'Azur. Hello, Sandra.
Hi. Hi, Candini. Nice to be with you today.
Nice to meet you. And we also have Charlotte from UPPA. This is actually a little bit complicated, but let me try to pronounce your university. It's Université de Pau et des Pays de l'Adour. Is that correct?
Perfect.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Charlotte and Sandra, for joining this session. Very happy to have both of you. So is that okay if I refer to you as UPPA, Charlotte? Correct. Thank you so much. All right. So perhaps because this is a talk show, I'm going to ask some questions to you. And for those participating in this session, feel free to ask your questions on the YouTube comment section. And we are going to help you to relay the questions to our speakers over here. Right. First of all, for Sandra, perhaps from Université Côte d'Azur. Sandra, what can you tell us about your institution, about the available programs that you have at the university, please?
Yeah, sure. So Université Côte d'Azur is quite unique in different ways. It won a prestigious Initiative Excellence label in 2016, and it ranks among the top 10 research-intensive university in France. So gives you an idea. And our international programs are innovative and cross-disciplinary. We offer programs in artificial intelligence and data science, in marine resources and environmental risk management, in smart cities, biobanking, neuronal modeling, and molecular pathology. So that will prepare our students to face the challenges of our society. So that's what our content is about. Would you like to go a bit further, or
yes.
shall I?
Do you have any master's, PhD, or bachelor's program available at the university?
So these were, well, yes, we do have master's studies fully in English. So fully taught in English. We got the list on our website.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there would be cross-disciplinary trainings. We got the MSc in artificial and data science. We got MSc in biosolutions. I will just invite you to check the website. I'm not going to make the list of all the different MSc degrees we have, but I would be happy to give you more details on the chat.
Right. Okay, just to clarify, these master's program are going to be taught in English?
Yes, they are fully taught in English.
All right. So can you share with us about the level of English proficiency that students must possess prior to entering the program?
They would need to use English at quite a high level. They need to be able to understand the content of the diploma, and they would also need to be able to communicate easily in English. For some programs, you would need proof of your level in English, but for other programs, you would not need to prove your level, as if you enter the process for the application process and you get an interview, your level of English would be gauged during the interview. So it depends on what MSc degree you want to apply to.
All right. So different programs require different level of English proficiency, right?
Yes, and sometimes you would need to officially prove your level in English with some sort of diploma. in English.
Right.
And sometimes you would just need to show how good you are in English during the interview.
All right, because the interview is going to be a part of the selection process.
Of the selection process.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to move a little bit to Charlotte, and then we'll get back to you later, Sandra. Thank you so much.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Charlotte. Can you explain to us about the UPPA as an institution and whether you actually have a master's or PhD programs taught in English, especially for overseas or foreign students, perhaps? Please, Charlotte.
Yeah, so UPPA is a rather small university in the southwest of France. One of its specificities is that it is spread over 5 campuses. We have 2 major ones, as you can see on the map behind me. So Pau is the most important campus, but we also have another one spread over 2 cities on the Basque coast, in Bayonne and in Anglet. I said rather small because we have about 13,000 students. So for at the French scale, it's not so so big. We were also awarded University of Excellence in France. So it's kind of well, I would say an award, an important award for a French university. For us, it's because we are focusing on an area which is solutions for environment and energy. So to explain to you how it worked, we focused during the past 5 years on everything that goes with these thematics in every fields of studies. So it can be in law, in engineering, in water sciences, and so on. About our program, we do not have any program in English at the bachelor level. Our English programs are only at the master's level. We have 16 programs. In chemistry, most of them, chemistry, material sciences, computer science, economics, what else? Geoenergies, mathematics as well. We developed this year, we created 4 other programs, which are graduated programs. So it's a 5-year program, gathering the master and the PhD together. It's also in English. We require a B2 level in English. If the students already studied fully in English, we don't need any proof of proficiency. We guess that they can understand and speak fluently. Otherwise, we always require certificate of proficiency in English.
Right.
About our PhD level, PhD degree, we do not have really PhD program in France. It's rather you apply for a PhD to as a researcher. So you can always do it in English, in French, or maybe in another language. It's also possible.
All right. All right. So I would like to clarify a little bit more for the master's program that you mentioned earlier. There are 16 different master's programs taught in English for UPPA. And for those who already, for example, did their bachelor's program in English, they do not need to provide any other proof of level of proficiency for English. But for those who didn't actually take their bachelor's program in English, like what kind of certification will be accepted by UPPA? Like, is it IELTS is okay or TOEFL is okay? And what about the score?
We require the official test. So TOEIC, TOEFL, IELTS. I can't remember the other ones. It's the equivalent to the European B2 level.
All right.
I need to check because I can't remember what is the equivalent to the TOEIC. For example, here I guess I have it. For the TOEIC, for example, it would be 400 points.
400 points for TOEIC.
And for, do I have anything else? Maybe for the TOEFL. I don't find the equivalence right now, but it's rather to say the students has to understand and to be able to explain everything fluently in the English language.
All right, but the general rule is actually B2 for the European language framework, right?
Exactly.
All right, thank you so much. And as for the PhD program, you can actually apply as a researcher, right? At the institution, and then they can help you over there once you actually already get a supervisor or something, right?
Yeah, well, it's either you apply for a well, the researcher in the lab may have published an offer. In that case, you apply for this offer, or you may contact a researcher at UPP and saying, "Hey, I'd like to make a PhD with you, maybe about this topic," and this is how it goes. We don't really have a rule about that. It really depends on the thematics and the fields.
So it's case by case basis, right?
Yes.
All right, so PhD program is case by case basis. All right, thank you so much. And then perhaps I would like to proceed to another question for UPPA and Université Côte d'Azur. So I would like to understand, how about the career prospect for the students studying at the university? So what is the career prospect? So once a student joins the master's program at UPPA, for example, what are their career trajectory after completing their study?
Maybe I should first say that every one of our programs include an internship period of 1 semester. And we have strong links with our industries in the region. We have great and really big companies. For example, we have Total, IISMA, Safran. So it's a really strong area in the fields of energy, petroleum, and so on.
Right.
So basically, our students manage to have an internship among these companies, and they might also have the chance to go forward after the studies.
All right. Okay. So it's a 1 semester internship program. So I just want to clarify, the master's is usually how many semesters? How long is actually the program?
For most of our programs are 2 years, so 4 semesters. But the English track is rather only focusing on the second year of the program. So for a student who made a bachelor within 4 years, for example, in Indonesia, I guess it's I think it's the case. We consider that they have the level of a first year of master. So we accept them directly in second year of master.
All right. So because once you already did your bachelor's program in Indonesia, like normally we have 4 years over here, you can directly proceed to the second year of master's. So you don't have to redo the first year again, right?
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. And about that 1 semester internship program is going to be very much interesting, because like many students who would like to pursue the professional path, for example, they might find it beneficial to engage with industries early on in their study before starting their career. All right. Thank you so much, Charlotte. And how about you, Sandra? Any information about the career prospect, the career trajectory for the students at Université Côte d'Azur?
Well, the structure is the same as the one Charlotte just described, is that our MSc programs would be 2 years program, which means 4 semesters, and 2 of those semesters would be devoted to an internship with a company in the region. So this means that the employment rate is very high for our students once they have graduated. We found that 95% of our MSc students find a job in their field of studies within 6 months of graduation. So that's a very high rate. And plus, a student can pursue their career in France. We have now a special visa for that. So once they're done with their studies, they can apply for a visa that will give them time to look for a job. So our students would either start a career or they would start a PhD. Or sometimes they can also start their own company, because in fields like artificial intelligence, there are a lot of startups developing quickly, and sometimes they do that. So that's the 3 main paths of career.
Okay, thank you so much. So we already welcome questions. Thank you so much for those who already submitted their questions for the speakers. We're going to proceed to deliver these questions to the speakers over here. We're going to ask the UPPA and University Kota d'Azur first, and then we will proceed to ISMA. So don't worry, Ibu Hilda and Ibu Ida, you are going to have your questions as well. So don't worry about that. Perhaps first thing first, because Sandra, you already mentioned about the 2-semester internship program at University Kota d'Azur, right? So this participant is wondering about the internship program. How can students actually find the company that where they can conduct the internship program? Like, is it chosen by the university or the students choose it themselves? So how is it going?
It's both ways, actually. The students can apply directly to companies who would be looking for an intern. So we got a platform with University Côte d'Azur where companies would post their internship program or the need for an intern. And we can also, of course, give them a hand with finding a company. We got companies with whom we tend to work a lot, so we got contacts with them. So it's a mix of both.
All right, so there are two options. First, students can actually find the potential internship programs at the platform that the university has already provided, because usually, partner companies post their vacancies over there for internship programs. And then on top of that, students can also ask for some assistance from the university to help them to match them with the relevant companies as well, right? And how about you, Charlotte? Is that the same case for UPPA, for example?
Yeah, basically we have a list of companies where our former students already did their internships. We also have strong links with them, so sometimes we just publish internships position for our students, or students can also apply by themselves to another company that the university might not know about.
All right. Okay, so different ways that students can explore to find the companies that they want for the internship program. All right. Okay, thank you so much. We're gonna move a little bit to IISMA right now, and because we still keep the comment section open, so whenever you have questions, siapapun yang punya pertanyaan, please submit your questions on the comments box, and we're gonna help you to ask the questions directly to the speakers over here. Right? Perhaps Ibu Ida and Ibu Hilda, hope you're still here with me. So first question about IISMA. How many people can be accepted in IISMA? So perhaps about the quota. How many people in one batch perhaps can be accepted by IISMA? Perhaps we could go for Ibu Ida first.
Yeah, okay. Since we are going to, so shall I answer this in Indonesian language or in English?
You can actually reply in Indonesian. Go ahead.
Oke. Ya, terima kasih Bu Chandini. Karena tahun depan kita akan gabung antara IISMA dan ISMAFO, maka untuk kuota masih sedang dibicarakan ya, Bu Hilda. Tetapi sebagai gambaran untuk tahun 2021 kuotanya 1000 untuk ISMA Sarjana, waktu itu belum ada ISMA Vokasi. Kemudian untuk 2022 kuota untuk ISMA Sarjana 1155. Kemungkinan akan naik, tetapi untuk jumlah fixnya masih sedang dibicarakan karena nanti sekali lagi tahun 2023 itu merupakan gabungan dua program sarjana dan vokasi dalam satu payung bersama ya, ISMA. Demikian mungkin dari saya, mungkin bisa dilanjutkan Bu Hilda.
Terima kasih Bu Ida. Ibu Hilda, how about the vocational program for IISMA? How many students can be accepted?
Okay, so this year we accepted 409 students, actually 400, and we add 9 more students, and this will be around like hopefully 50% for the increased number. Just hopefully we just pray right now. So we'll become one brand, and so the students can actually register for vocational and also for undergraduate later.
All right.
So that will be more challenges for students.
Okay.
Hopefully for all over Indonesia, they will have the same opportunity to apply.
Okay, so for the undergraduate program for IISMA in 2022, you accepted 1,155 students for IISMA. while for the vocational program, you accepted 409,
9.
right?
True,
Okay.
that's correct.
And hopefully for the next year, because the vocational and the undergraduate program of IISMA are going to be merged into one, hopefully the quota will be increased as well.
Yep.
Right. Okay, thank you so much. And then second question about IISMA. Perhaps I would go to Ibu Hilda first because Ibu Hilda is still here as well. So is there a need for motivation letter to apply for IISMA? So perhaps you can go through for a little bit what kind of documents that I have to prepare if I would like to submit my application for IISMA. Perhaps Ibu Hilda?
Yeah, for the document, they mainly like only provide like academic transcript. And as we mentioned earlier, that they should have the GPA not less than 3 for the cumulative GPA, and the English proficiency test. For the motivation letter, letter is just like in the platform they need to provide the what is it like the motivation. We will have a kind of set of questions that these students or these applicants need to answer as their motivation, like what kind of experience they've got and what will they do after they get accepted and complete this program. Yeah, so it's like sort of giving a broad what is it rationale or justification why they are interested to join this program.
Okay, so in general, there will be academic transcript and the minimum 3.0, 3.0 out of 4 for GPA, and then the English proficiency test as well. And then motivation letter is still required. And then on top of that, you will receive a set of questions that you will have to answer.
Like essay.
Right. Yeah. So it's an essay, right?
Yeah,
so
like essay, yeah.
All right. So on top of that, there will be an essay, like questions that will have to be answered in the form of essay that will explain why you're interested in this program, for example, and then why, like, what do you plan after that, after joining IISMA, for example, right? Okay. Thank you so much. And how about you, Ibu Ida? Any information on the documents that participant would have to prepare if they are interested in joining IISMA for undergraduate program?
Yeah, pretty similar with IISMA for vocational students. But one thing that is a bit different is that we do not need any motivational letter. What we need is only the essay, a set of questions of in essay that they have to answer in English, and from the questions we can assess the motivation, the psychological situation of the students, their academic motivation, and so on. And some other important documents that the students need to provide, apart from the GPA and also the English proficiency level, is of course they have to be active as the students. They have to show the screenshot of their active status from the pedagogically. And another one is they have to be Indonesian citizen living in Indonesia. So, Indonesian citizens residing in Indonesia, not Indonesian citizens living in overseas, and no dual citizenship. Yeah, that's really important. And then another one is they have to have a letter of recommendation from their vice rector or vice president for academic affairs. Yeah, and there are still other documents, actually quite plenty for IISMA for undergraduate students, but they can check that to our website. At the moment, the website is still accessible for 2022. The requirements are quite similar, and we are going to update that with the new requirements for 2023 with possibly with our new website, because we are going to merge IISMA and IISMA4. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So for those who are interested in applying for IISMA program, regardless of be it vocational program or the undergraduate program, please check out IISMA official website as soon as possible, because there will be a series of documents that you will have to provide, that you will have to submit in order to be able to join this program. And don't forget that IISMA is basically available for Indonesian citizens residing in Indonesia. Jadi kalau teman-teman adalah orang Indonesia yang hidup di luar negeri, mohon maaf, kesempatannya mungkin ini hanya baru untuk teman-teman yang memang tinggal di Indonesia. Jadi terlepas dari programnya, jurusannya apa, lalu kemudian juga universitasnya yang mana di Indonesia, feel free untuk join IISMA, karena teman-teman akan dapat kesempatan untuk bisa ikutan mobility program untuk mencoba belajar di universitas di negara lain. So it's going to be a really, really good opportunity for you to actually expand your knowledge and expand your experience as well. Right. Thank you so much, Ibu Hilda and Ibu Ida. So I would like to get back to Sandra and Charlotte over here. Just wondering, so there's this question from one of the participants. So is there any limitation for the majors, for the programs that students can access for scholarships and internship program, or perhaps scholarship and internship programs are available for any students regardless of their study program, for example? So is there any information about that? Perhaps I would like to proceed with Sandra first.
Yeah, well, for scholarships, so you will need to be careful. There are different types of scholarships. So you will need to identify what scholarship match your need. So you would find that some would cover for all you need, all your needs. You would get your tuition fees paid for, and you would get a stipend with it. And some scholarship would only be for your internship, for instance. I would recommend students to start their research very early, because I'm sometimes contacted by students when it's really too late to apply for scholarship. So that would be the moment. So you would find scholarships from the French government.
Right.
You would also get Erasmus scholarship for internship. Université Côte d'Azur also offers scholarships for excellent students. So I will talk a bit more about it if you don't mind. So at the moment, for instance, as I said, that you should start really early in your scholarship search. For the moment, for instance, you can apply for the Eiffel Scholarship, which is a scholarship of excellence. Just a quick word about the university's scholarship. We have a 10 IDEX scholarship for excellent students. So if you want to join one of our international MSc program, you can also apply for a scholarship that would cover for your tuition fees, and on top of which you would get a 5,000 euros stipend. So that's one of the thing we have. But yeah, as I say, when you apply for scholarship, you really need to be proactive.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. So if I can put it briefly, so there are different types of scholarships available for students who would like to pursue their education at Université Côte d'Azur, like Erasmus, French government scholarships program, and also EFL scholarship, right? So it is like they usually require, they have different requirements, and they have different characteristics as well. Like some would cover only the monthly allowance, some would also cover the tuition fee, and some would provide some other allowance as well. So different programs, different characteristics, you better start early for your research. Right. Thank you so much, Sandra. And how about you, Charlotte? Any information about the scholarship programs for UPPA?
It's basically the same as in Université Côte d'Azur. The only difference is that we have special scholarships, or let's say grants, for our graduate programs, which are called green, actually. So it's those 5-year integrated program, which the master and the PhD together. For these programs, every admitted student will get financial help of 5,000 euros for a year, and every year.
All right.
Otherwise, we also work with the national authorities who also award some grants. If I remember well, it's only for the second year of the master, and it's 6,000 euros a year as well. So it's only for international students coming for a master in at UPPA.
All right. Okay. So interestingly, you have a scholarship program for those undertaking the 5-year program for Masters plus PhD, which will award, like for those 5 years, each year the student will receive 5,000 euros. And while for the international students who would like to pursue the second year of the master's program, it's going to be 6,000 euros per year.
This is also an award of excellence. So it's not every student will get it. Right. For the green program, for the graduate program, every admitted students get a scholarship.
All right.
For the regional scholarship, it's students need to apply, and actually they are selected by the university, who present the list of students they would like to have supported.
Right. Okay. So the key is actually to do like early research, because again, different scholarships have different requirements and different characteristics as well. All right.
And to apply early. It's also necessary to apply early enough for the university to select those students and say, okay, this one needs to have a scholarship.
All right. So the key is actually to be well prepared, regardless of which program you want to take, which scholarship program you actually want to take as well. All right. Okay. Since we are actually already at the end of the session, first of all, I would like to say thank you for all of the speakers, the amazing speakers that we have over here today. Like, thank you so much for Charlotte. Thank you so much for Sandra, Ibu Hilda, and Ibu Ida for presenting your points and your institutions as well. Thank you so much. And for those who still have questions about any of the universities participating in this event, don't forget to visit the virtual booth where you can have an interaction with the representatives from the respective institutions, and hopefully you will get your questions answered over there. Right. Once again, thank you so much for coming to this event, and thank you so much for coming to this session as well. Hopefully the information will be handy for you, and I look forward to seeing you again at the next session. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Bu Chandini.
Thank you, Bu Chandini. Thank you, Ida, Sandra, and
Thank
also
you.
Charlotte. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.